Hi there. Welcome to beginner tutorial. City Skylines beginners tutorial number 60. Today we're going to follow a donut truck. We're up on the upper plateau here, and we're going to follow a donut truck right down here. There he is. Okay. By hitting the green button, making it a blue follow button, and then hitting the camera. Now, you can change how your camera is seen. I'm just going to turn off this little this little dialog box down here, just so we have a clearer screen for right now. Now you can see the two mirrors, or maybe it's headlights, on the donut truck right here. But, I'm going to give you, oh, wait a minute, that wasn't what I wanted. Up here in the corner on the right hand side is a camera that comes with Tony 56's first person mod, which is what we're using right now. And you get that off Workshop. So you click on the camera and you get all these choices you can make in how the camera looks at things. And the thing I wanted to show you was the vehicle camera X offset and the vehicle camera Y offset. And I'll tell you this and you can write it down. If you're doing a donut truck like we're doing, you want it to be X offset X offset minus 2.75 right here. And then Y offset 1.00. Now, if you wanted to do a garbage truck, it would be X axis, or X offset would be minus 300, and the Y offset would be 2.25, just as an example. And this is with ground distance at 300. Right up here there's a ground distance. That's if your ground distance is 300. If it's something else, then that might affect your X and Y offset. I'm not sure. Okay, so when you have all that figured out, you can go up and click your camera again, and you're ready to go. So we're just going to follow. That was our instructions for this episode, and now we're just going to follow this donut truck that we are in. Oh, we could jump up ahead up here. See this donut truck up here? I could get the blue around it like I have on the cement underneath it now by putting my mouse on it, and then left click that and turn the green follow button into a blue follow button, and then click the mouse on that one as soon as it stops moving enough that I can. And now you are in the green donut truck instead of the yellow one up in front, and you're up here. So we're going to just follow this guy along. He's returning to his facility, which means he's headed down to the industrial area where he gets the pieces that he needs. And unless you're watching the load bar down here, you don't need this thing on. Once you've seen where it goes, you really don't need that on there. Okay, so if you grab it when it's where you can reach it, when it gets back down here at the bottom again, I will click it off if I can get a hold of it. Oh, come on. Quit bouncing. It's because I have the X and Y offset sent so far in the front that we're having this problem. Okay, so I've clicked that off so we don't have to have it bouncing around. And basically you're sitting on the inside and just looking out the window on the van, which has a flat front, so you don't see anything out front of you. Now we could jump into the truck ahead of us, but it would be a different height and a different distance forward to back. So we'd have to redo those X and Y axes. I'm not sure. Offsets. Okay, so we're just going to take a nice, calm drive across town to the industrial area. Okay. Okay. Just headed down the freeway. That's Bayside that you see up ahead of us. Not that we're going there, but you know, up there where all the water is and the buildings next to it. That's what we were in one of our previous episodes, I think. Or, oh no, that was when I was doing research. It wasn't on the screen. I'm sorry. I'm still trying to find out where the array index error is coming from. Unfortunately, I'll think I have it figured out, and then I'll get another one. So I don't know if it really, everybody says it comes from a mod, you know, not working with another mod or being corrupted or whatever. I'm not so sure it does, because I can have no mods that are any different in there, and I can do 12 runs of loading the game, doing a little something like this that has nothing to do with putting a new mod in or taking one out or changing anything. And then I will save it, package it, and quit to the main menu, and I'll wind up getting an array index error when I go to the main menu. I can go back in at that time, or I can quit the game completely, turn it off, bring it back up, and go back in to the game, same game, and do the exact same thing. Hop on the same vehicle, type of vehicle, and run back through the same part of town and come back out, save package, quit to menu, and it won't have an error. Now, what's the difference there? There is no difference. It's not a case of a mod that was or was not enabled because I didn't change anything. Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I'm beginning to think it's got something to do with possibly how much space you have on the computer, and maybe you've used it all up, and so your computer is just throwing up anything that it can. I mean, some of you have seen that kind of thing in other instances when the computer doesn't have a set little dialog box to mean what it really wants to tell you, so it just throws up whatever it's got. And I think that might be what it's doing. So at this point, I don't know if I should ignore it or not. I just make like 3 copies of my game usually, and set them aside so that if it tanks completely, I have something to jump back to. Like this, I'm calling test 5. I've actually gone up to test 27, but it was called something else besides test, and it's all been on this game. So I'm thinking I might just go back to my regular maps, and we'll go ahead and start enjoying our regular maps. And if I'm not getting an array index error when I enter the game, but only when I exit the game, and I can enter the game again and continue with it if I turn the computer off and back on, which, you know, empties out some of its brain of all the temporary stuff. Then maybe that's just the way I'm going to have to do it until I can take my computer in and have somebody put a little bit more room on it. I don't know. I'm not all that high-techy, but I have a C drive and a D drive in my computer. And okay, we're headed down across the plateau now. That has, over on your right, that, if I'm not incorrect, yeah, that is the nightlife section, the first nightlife section on the game, over on the right hand side. And up ahead of us is what in the regular Riverdance series used to be a nightlife section, but it has, in this temporary testing game, when I made it, I turned it into a residential area overlooking the forestry and the ports and the shipyards and whatnot. So that's what, if we weren't in back of this truck so we couldn't see anything, that's what we'd be seeing in front of us right now. Okay, now if we wanted to jump into this truck ahead of us, which is a van that's probably going back to be refilled as well, you'd see that our X offset and our Y offset wouldn't fit it, and we'd have to revise it. So let's go ahead and jump into this van. Same thing, we click on it with our left mouse, get that blue thing underneath and click on it, then go up and change the green follow button to a blue follow button and click on the camera. And check this out, we're in between the back of the truck and the cab of the truck right now. So we need to go up to that camera up here and go down to the y-axis, and I think the y offset is the one that gets you higher or lower. We want to be a little higher, so I'm tabbing it up a little bit here, trying to anyway. Seeing that's raising us up. There. Now we're above the cab of the truck. Now if I took us up a little bit further, oh, well, it wasn't what I wanted. Where is it? There it is, camera offset. Okay, we're at 2 now. Okay, now we are at 225, and you're seeing the top of the back section of that van. So now let's take it up a little bit more and a little bit more. Okay, now we're sitting on the top section, but we can't see the cab in front of us at all. Let's see if we can run forward. We went too far forward. Okay, there's a minus 275 is this, and let's just get rid of this thing here. Okay, so minus 275 on a van gets us here. Now if I can get it to go forward just a little bit, that's 250, that's 225, okay, that's 2, and we're not seeing any part of, okay, so you can either sit on the top, or you can, like this, or you can go forward down to the cab area. Okay, and then forward in that. Oh, that's backwards. There. See how you can just play with it a little bit? Okay, so now we're looking out of the front of the cab that's pulling that big van, and we are now at minus 125 for X offset and 125 for Y offset for a moving, moving van type, the big white vans. Okay. delivery van. I'm writing that down so I won't ever have to figure it out again. So it's 125 minus 125 over 125 for a delivery van. Okay, then once you have that, you can click that camera off. And I don't know, I think if I can get this blue, I can click it again to get my little, there we go. I right-clicked on the piece of the van that I could see over here, and that got they call it a box truck, and that got my box truck dialog box back, and it says it's returning to facility and it's empty, and we don't need to see any more of that unless we wanted to look at the facility, which is the cargo hub. Oh, it's going back to the port where the ships are. I think that's the cargo hub. So it says so right down here, owner cargo hub. So I'm assuming that maybe it goes to the port, picks up stuff that came in on the ships, and then takes those back out. So that's where it's taking us. And right now we're going by that residential area that I was telling you about earlier. We'll just click this off so it's not in the way. Okay. And we're only at 16 minutes, so we might actually make it to the port. So anyway, this was your lesson in how to play around with Tony 56's first person mod and actually move around within the different heights and sizes of the vehicles so that you're always looking out of a window or sitting on top of the van. That white van that's going by is what we're in right now. Going the other way. Big apartment buildings on the left. Big apartment buildings. Okay. I'm fully expecting to see an array index error when I come out of this. And if I haven't hit 30 minutes by the time this is done, I might take you with me into that area and show you what I'm dealing with. I think I showed it to you when I first started a month or so ago, trying to figure out what the problem was. But I don't think I've done it since then. So, of course, that's the best way to assure myself that I won't have that show up, would be, to be depending on it to show up. I have no idea what that is that keeps bouncing up above that every once in a while. It's a hood for something. But then that would make these something different too. I think these are supposed to be the mirrors on the side of the vehicle. And so maybe we're even supposed to be forward further. I don't know. I think possibly. But that's okay. We'll just stay where we are. It works fine. And you get to see some parts of the town. Okay, over on the right is, I think it's Cherry Cliffs coming up, which is another residential area, and then I think we'll be curving down into the Portside area after that. See these the traffic signs that we just went under. I'm going to find a mod, if I can, that will let me actually put the name of the neighborhoods on the right and the left when you go under them that are coming up, so that people, when we're out on it, I won't have to say I think it is, because I'll know it is, because I'll have actual signs on the freeways that you can read. If we hit another one here, which probably won't be for a while, if at all, I'll stop it and show you that they're kind of fuzzy. You can't really see what they are. They do it that way, so it's generic. on the freeway, but I would like to be able to take some of those signs and actually make them say what you'd be going into if you went off to the right on the next exit. That would be nice. Yep, we're curving down off of the middle plateau now, and we're going to be heading down into, you can see the waterfalls over on the left out in front of us coming out of the upper plateau, and you can see the ships now that are coming and going to the port that's down below us in the front, which is where we're going. Now, I don't know that we're going to be able to get all the way into the port, only because sometimes there's a lot of traffic and the vehicles just sit there forever. Sometimes they sit there so long that they time out. So I don't know that the vehicle is going to make it all the way, but we'll see. We'll see. Maybe this one will take one of the quick tunnels. There are some that go into the port, in which case we might make it because we're only at 21 minutes. We still have 9 minutes to go. And over on the right now is the area that will become more forestry. We only have a little bit of forestry at the very beginning of it right now. So all of these trees are all just waiting to be turned into furniture and cut for fireplaces. So you get a good look now at the different heights of the middle plateau, which is this piece up here, top of which we just drove through, and the upper plateau up here, the top of which we started at, way over on the other end of it. So kind of we've come almost all the way across the board on our game board. We didn't get all the way over to the industrial area or up to the second nightlife, but it's gone quite a ways. And I would speed it up if I could, but I've got it on number 3 already. My 1, my 2, and my 3 speeds, probably because my computer is chock-a-block full, have all become just 1 speed. This is the speed you get. Whether you want it or not, you can't go any faster. It's just, this is it. And I, not happy about that, but there's nothing I can do about it at present until I can, maybe afford to take my computer in and get it reworked. See, right now my computer has a C drive and a D drive, and the C drive only has 70 gigabytes on it, and it's used up all but maybe 30 gigabytes, so that's not very much free space. The D drive started out with 300 and something gigabytes, and it still has 268 gigabytes free left. My problem is, I think my problem is that this game is trying to think and move around, run around when it's turned on. When it needs more space to run around in when it's working. I think it's trying to use the C drive instead of the D drive. I think that's the problem. So it's not accessing all of the room I have on my computer. So I need to take my computer in to the guys who fixed it to begin with and ask them to switch it around so that I have the same amount of space in both of my drives, and maybe then the game will have more room to think and run around in. Oh, we are going to go down and take a tunnel, because the ports where the ships are coming in are off on the left, and this is the only way I could think of to get us into them. That tunnel on the right goes to one of the ports, and it's, I think, the port that has all the big stuff, and then the tunnel and then the roadway on the right here on the left goes on to the other port. So yeah, we might make it, because we have 4 minutes left before we hit 30 minutes, and this tunnel, and if I sit up here and I go down and I click into this when we go into the tunnel, we will actually be able to see if anything else is in the tunnel with us, which probably it isn't. There. Okay, so now this dark gray area is the actual tunnel that we're taking, and if there was another vehicle in front of us, we'd see it as a white vehicle, but it looks like we're the only ones in the tunnel right now. But you can see where it's going. Oh, that's interesting. It's going right through this piece. Is it? Or maybe it's just going way under. Those are the pylons or the pillars that hold up the different. Oh no, you know what those are? This is one of those underground electric towers, and so is that, because that over there is a bridge pillar. These are the electric towers. Oh my goodness, I've never seen these underground before. At least I think that's what these are. See, now you can see other vehicles coming into this tunnel. This tunnel is joining another tunnel that's going off that way, and right there you can see trucks going through. Now we're jumping into a tunnel that, oh no, we're not. I'll bet we're out of the tunnel. Let me get out of this. Yeah. Oh, that's weird. Okay, those vehicles are coming out of the tunnel and going over here like we're doing to get into another tunnel. Wow. Oh, that's just strange as ever. Wow. Okay, so we have lots of vehicles in front of us, some of which we can't see unless we are in there. Now we can see it because it's beginning to go into this piece. The tunnels are really funny to visually go through. You just have to, accept what you can get, and you can click this little bus over here on and off to see it in different modes. So some modes will show you some of the vehicles, and other modes will only show you things that you would see if you were in this mode right here above ground. And it's just strange. We are at 29 minutes now, but we're almost there, and there is the port that this vehicle is going to be going into, and as soon as it goes into it, we will get bounced out of it and back to where we started if I don't bounce out now. So I'm going to bounce out, which will take us up above it, so that we can watch it and maybe not get bounced all the way back. Let's get rid of this up here first. Okay, so tabbing out. There, see, now that was the white truck right down there that with the little blue follow button on it is the truck that we followed in on. And let's see if I can get forward a little bit. See, it's way back here. That's it right there. And of course, the minute I use any key here, it's okay. So it has to go all the way up here to go in, and we're already at 30 minutes. But these, so I'm going to just go ahead and move over here and show you. It could be a rail, a train that'll come in, or it could be one of these boats that's coming in that's going to deliver the goods that our little van is going to pick up. And then he'll just take off and go that way and go back out and make more deliveries. But we're done with this episode because I'm at 30 minutes already, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're still with me. Some of you will probably have dropped out by now because you get bored. If you are still with me and you'd like to see more, please hit the subscribe button, and that will let you see my new videos, and it'll give you all of the list of all the other videos that I have if you in playlists, so that you can watch any of them that you like. And if you subscribe, it'll tell you, I think, when new ones come up. Okay, there's our truck right there, headed back to the cargo hub, and he's going inside. And I don't know if we'll lose the little box and lose the truck, or if the box will stay with the truck when it comes out. We're sliding into 31 minutes. There goes one of the boats right up here in the top. Yeah, we lost him. We'd have to grab him as he came out, because you lose the little blue button when they go in. Or maybe because I did this and moved. But he should be coming out anytime now. Unless he already did. No, he didn't. Sooner or later, a white van will come out, and that will be him. And meantime, we have more ships coming out and more ships coming in, and eventually there'll be a train running in here, and we don't know which one of these things it's getting its the van is getting its stuff from. But that's how that works. They just come and go, and the vehicles actually belong to this hub that's delivering goods. The other hub, okay, this is all things picking stuff up. Then this one is vehicles bringing things in, I think. Yeah, see, these are exporting. So this hub oil is exporting things, and this hub over here, if you click on one of the vehicles, they're empty and they're picking up deliveries from these ships. So that makes a difference there. Okay, that's the end of this episode. I hope you liked it, and if you did like it, I'd love it if you would. I mean, you don't have to. Nobody has to, but I would really love it if you would hit the like button, and so that people know that maybe it's a good video to watch, because I could use more viewers. I have very few right now, and I think I have a nice little city here that I've created. Okay, my next video will be for the height mapped intermediate series. It'll still be on this, I think. So keep your eyes peeled, hit the subscription button and the like button, and come watch my next video. Bye.